Aye, can't get lost with sheep, I will get spun and not bang me up. After all, can't ball on my own, I'm my brother's keeper. Take a bit longer to drop to sit on the top, not stopping it either.
What up everyone, welcome back to another day in the life. In this video, we're going to be going through a full day in the life of what it looks like to be running a 7-figure business. Day always started as movement training for Ironman, currently triathlon. Really passionate about business, but also equally as passionate about triathlon and endurance sports. This morning started off with a little bike ride, hammered for about an hour, and then afterwards did some strength sessions, mostly core. I have zero desire to get jacked right now, just trying to improve as an endurance athlete. It's a little after 7 a.m. and we are just getting right into it. And today is going to be full of a lot of calls. So we'll bring you along just with the calls that we're ripping. First part of the morning is going to be defocus work. What that looks like for me right now is we're in the process of building out some systems for an agency owner who works with some really high level clients, but just lacks systems. So they are a part of Agency U and we are building out their whole infrastructure, their business infrastructure. So we spent the last few weeks really understanding their business so that we can execute on that. And that'll be it.
Yeah. I'm out here on the road. You can hear it in the voice. Still get this shit off though. Look.
All right, so it is just coming up on 9 a.m. heading to my first meeting, which is an internal meeting just to go through some training with one of the coaches at Agency U. But just to give a quick rundown of the day, well, firstly, one thing that I love to do, let's just say I have to get some like defocus work done. It's not realistic to time block an hour here and there to get something done because the problem is you get pulled in a bunch of directions and like it takes a little bit to get into that flow state. So what I like to do is I like to basically time block the mornings for the most part, even up to like 11 or 12, just to get defocus work done, to get stuff done from the perspective of actual like needle moving on the business activities. So I just whipped out an hour and a half of extreme deep focus work, was able to really get into flow state and probably got like 3 hours of work done within an hour and a half, just because I had the ability to just hone in on that and actually get it done. All right, 2 minutes till first client call of the day. Beforehand, smashing some food, some of the most pathetic meals out there, but it's fast. It's efficient. Basically, I cook a bunch of ground beef every single week. And I use that ground beef and I just throw it into a bowl with some like veggies and that I can like steam really quickly do it. Don't have to like think about it and we're good to go. So let's get into it.
Everyday hustle like William. Yeah.
It's about 12:30, just wrapped up 3 calls. One of them was with our guy, Patrick. So basically he is starting an agency from scratch. We basically formulated his offer and we're really bullish on sales. Another guy was with Max, who basically does clipping for podcasts, where he works with like a lot of podcasts that you probably listen to and he does clips for them. And he'll do a lot of like a high volume amount of clips and basically it can be like really operationally complex. So what we did with Max is we literally built out his whole operating system from the clipping to the editing so that he could actually handle it. And then had another call with Matt. Basically, we're working on just refining his authority funnel, his ads. One thing with like client acquisition, like, yeah, you could post on social media, you could rely on word of mouth and referrals, all that you wanted. But the most predictable way to get clients is running an ad strategy at the end of the day. And it's not only something that he's going to be running for himself, but also for his clients. Because what he used to do is just film a bunch of videos and call it good. But if you can couple that with ads, he's going to clean up. So that's really the heart of what we teach in Agency U.
Get back up again. Knock you down 2 times. Get up twice as fast. Knock you down 3 times.
2:15, have a little break and about to smash some comida, which is food in Portuguese. My wife is actually Portuguese, so I know some Portuguese. 2 things. One is gonna be faye. We all wanna get protein quick, inject it into the veins. Faye is the way to do that. Secondly, speed. So I've been on calls, defocus, all that sort of stuff. Got 15 minutes between stuff to actually get stuff done. Efficiency is the key. To recap the last couple calls, so we onboarded, or in the process of onboarding, a client success manager because that is a huge role for us. And Joy has been training her. So Joy is the current client success manager. She was able to help us find another one and actually onboard, which is freaking dope, because one of the most time-consuming things, and if you want to do it correctly, is in fact hiring. I think a lot of people think that hiring is going to be their saving grace to buying back all their time, which in short, yes, it is. But what we also need to realize is that in order to get to the point where they can actually buy back time effectively, you need to invest a lot of time into training them. And then if you're a business owner, time equals money. But if you do it correctly, if you invest in a really good hiring process, an onboarding process for the team members, and invest time in training them from like a front end perspective, then that actually sets them up for success. So for example, we literally have a checklist that we're going through, and we're training her every single day on the checklist, going through each step of the process, each KPI or expectation essentially that we have for the person. So, and then in order to get them to understand it, basically what we'll do is we'll do like a 4-phase approach. So the phase approach is 1, Chloe is going to watch Joy do it. And then on the second time, Chloe is going to tell Joy what to do, basically direct her as Joy is sharing the screen. And then the tables are going to turn. Joy's going to tell Chloe what to do while Chloe's directing. And then Chloe's going to be directing again. And then Joy's going to just watch, and Chloe's just going to do everything. So that's basically the process of delegating effectively.
Everyday hustle like William, I'm charging the chicken just for the verse, yeah. I get in that kitchen, I could go to work, I go berserk, yeah. Go out and get it, secure the city, can't sing like the Titanic. Bitch don't want my free band bandit. This paper coming to me 24 hours, I can't go sleep. I know the power of a dollar, told 50 rounds at least.
All right, so that basically concludes the calls for today. Had a meeting with Bryn, who targets med spas, just got her ads optimized. We literally just wrote ad copy on the call so that she could get it up as soon as possible. She's in sales mode, so super pumped about that. Had a call with a web dev agency who is just starting cold email. So we just kind of went through the process of getting them dialed in with cold email. Another cool thing that we do is when people actually join Agency U, we'll build their systems for them. We created a really good infrastructure from like a system perspective. And instead of just being like, oh yeah, here's how you build systems, like we'll just do it for them, because theory is pretty tricky from like a coaching perspective. Like I see a lot of people from a coaching perspective be like, here's how you do this, like go do it. And that's just not like the product that we're trying to build at Agency. We're trying to really just make it as frictionless as possible. So we'll actually build the whole infrastructure for our clients essentially. And we have a team member inside of Agency U who does that. So we have a weekly check-in with him. That went good as well. And then second to last call was with my dude Justin. It was meant to be like a re-enrollment call, but he's been kind of going through the process of figuring out what he wants to do with his life. And I think all business owners struggle with that, just from like a purpose-driven business and like, is this where I want to be? So he's going through just like discovery of what is alignment for him, which was really cool to just talk to him about that, because I've been in a similar space as well. And then last call was with our partner who helps with placing closers and setters inside of agencies. And then wrapped up just dealing with AT&T, which is a complete joke. Wifey, world wants to know, how did we meet?
We met at Starbucks.
What was the scenario?
I was studying for an exam for nursing school, and you were there with a friend talking, and you walked out, and shortly after walked back in, and you approached me and told me I was beautiful.
How was that pickup line?
I think you said, "What's your name?" first.
Oh.
And then I told you, and then you asked me what I was doing, and then you said, "I just want to let you know you're really beautiful."
Yeah. And it worked. And then what I did is I went on Stockbook and I stalked her, and then found her on Facebook and I sent her a message. And then we went to Cary Park in Seattle, and then we went to a bar and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was fun.
Tell us more about you, Sabrina. What is it that you enjoy as a human, and what are you about?
I mean, there's so much.
Shopping, injecting, Pilates.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really into health and fitness, but that's so basic. I love to shop. I'm into gut health. I like traveling, like coffee dates, exploring new restaurants, being spontaneous.
Yeah, fun fact, we're like opposites in many ways. She's very free-spirited. I'm very structured and like to do the same thing over and over again. So she kind of brings the adventure out of me. But I think it's a good balance, right?
I think so.
I'd be curious to hear your thoughts from your point of view of the evolution of like dating an entrepreneur to marrying one, and like what makes it successful in business, but also like successful in like a relationship. Because I think a lot of people are like, oh, I need to work. I can't even like have a relationship. What advice would you give to them, and maybe share some experience of like what it was like for us?
I mean, you have to have a proper balance. I mean, you can't just be all business. Well, I think, your first priority should be your relationship. And then a good, healthy relationship is going to pour over into your business because now your partner is more supportive and now you're able to be more motivated at work.
How have you seen that in your life application wise, like with us?
With us? I mean, you now carving out time for us and like making sure that we have date night and like making sure that we have quality time together every week and cutting off your business time and your work time. And then just minimizing like watching your phone or like looking at your phone, checking it.
What was it like before? Like what were some of my bad habits that could affect like relationships going forward?
Not being present, like you're there, but you're not there. So I think and we can tell, like women can always tell. We have really good intuition. So when you're not present, it doesn't make us feel seen. So I think that changed a lot. Like you're able to put your phone away and I can tell you're like working on being more present. So, and it's not always like perfect, but like even an effort means so much.
What else?
Constantly on your phone because you feel like you have to be doing something or answering an email right away when nothing is really that urgent. And I think that's changed a little bit. You're getting better.
I feel like my screen time is pretty low.
You always check when I like leave. I can tell. Like when I go to the bathroom or something, you're like, I can tell you like check it. And then you're like putting it away when I come back. Like you're scared.
I think what I've seen is if you make time for your spouse to prioritize your spouse, then she'll feed into you and that will make you a better business person. Because if I didn't make time for you, then you have resentment and then that gets in my head and I'm like not all there. And then it just affects like the work. So it's like to make time to be more present so that you can support me when and I can do really well, like when I am doing it, then that makes it a net positive.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.